Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Really excited, as always, to welcome our friend Billy Corgan back to the show after a historic announcement yesterday at the Lyric Opera House, which Case was in attendance for this press conference. But Billy, welcome to the show. We're so stoked to have you back. And this is about a night of melancholy and infinite sadness at the Lyric Opera House, Friday, November 21st. That's opening night, and there will be several nights in a row through the 30th, and we'll have tickets for this coming up after our conversation. But Billy, welcome in. It's so good to talk to you again. I hope you're doing well, buddy.
Oh, thank you. Is the sound okay?
It does sound okay, yeah. We had a little problem with our phone lines today, and Billy's on a Google phone number here, and it sounds great. We love hearing your voice.
We love making them work.
only the best for you. Thank you very much. Yeah, my wife's just about to have a baby, so it's a lot going on over here. But yeah, it was a super exciting announcement yesterday.
How soon is she going to have this baby, right? This morning?
She's due. I mean, she's at her due date, so.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my gosh.
Why are you calling us?
Well, I mean, am I not a friend of the show?
You are a dear friend
of the show. You're not part of my greater family? I mean, I'm happy to talk to you.
Oh, we love that. We love that. And listen, if she starts to give birth, you can leave. It's okay. We're not going to take offense to it.
No. She trust me, the way my wife is, she wanted me to stay on the line.
All right, so Case of the show was there yesterday. I'll get some of his comments later, but this really unique, and again, a Chicago historic event yesterday with this press conference about the shows at the Lyric Opera House. So, I would just love you to describe in your own words a night of melancholy and infinite sadness at the Lyric Opera House coming up later this year. Yeah,
it'll be complete reorchestration of a bunch of the songs off of Melancholy, which is amazing. I mean, full choir, full orchestra. So if you're a fan of the record, and I know many people are, it'll be a really beautiful night of music and reinterpreting the songs, including some of the great soloists of the world singing the songs. I'll be singing as well. So it's a really cool thing. I mean, they basically came to me and said, what do you want to do? And I said, I think this really needs to work in your world. We've all seen where bands will go in and work with the orchestra, but it always ends up feeling a bit compromised to me. Because, rock bands really aren't for orchestras, and orchestras really aren't for bands. And, I mean, we've done it. It's cool, but it's not quite the same as going to somebody who's a world-class, arranger who can arrange for orchestra. So it'll be a complete reinterpretation of the record, and I think it'll be, the most beautiful version of the record you've ever heard. So I'm just blown away that they want to work with me, and I think it's such a cool thing.
Yeah, this is an album, obviously, or the double album, I should say, that meant so much to Chicago and just people growing up at that time. And then also people rediscovering it just now for the first time. The music is completely timeless of all the songs and what they mean. And, I wonder for you now, 30 years now later with Melancholy, do the songs have different interpretations to you especially when you have this orchestra then joining them? Do you get different emotions and feelings when you play these again in this setting?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of what makes, music that's very strong interesting is it tends to reveal different things to you as you go through the years. I mean, I hear different things in the songs now than I heard even when I made them and recorded them. So, and we still play many of these songs live with the band, and I'll be on a solo tour this summer, and then the band's also on tour in Europe this summer. So I get a lot of chances to play these songs and get to see people's different feelings for the songs. And, a song like Tonight, I think for example, I think that sort of gained stature over time. I think the song sort of has like you said, almost like a timeless quality, or in many ways it almost feels very modern. Where at the time, we were criticized for using an orchestra, because it was kind of not very punk rock. So, I think it's a pretty cool story. I grew up in Chicago. It's, I didn't grow up thinking I would one day be standing on the stage at the Opera House. And I think it's pretty cool that maybe popular culture, the culture that we all celebrate on your radio station and that I'm a part of, I think it's cool that the world has grown to where, the opera world is very interested in what we've done and what we've accomplished. I don't just mean we, the band. I mean alternative music. I mean the melodies and the songs of alternative music have become part of the cultural fabric of America. So I think it's a real nod and to what everything that Q101 has built and what the great alternative bands have built, that we're sort of now invading the opera house as well.
Well, on behalf of women, thank you, because we've all been trying to drag our husbands, our men, whatever, to the Lyric Opera House forever. So they're finally willing to go. So thank you for that. And I know that this is going to be successful. People are already so excited about it. I mean, it's exploded on our socials. I know it's exploded, coming from you guys on all the news platforms. But this is something that after, obviously, the launch in Chicago, because it's your home, you want to take on the road. You want to do this in other places, right?
Yeah, I mean, they have arrangements with other opera houses around the world. So what they've said is if it's successful, it has the opportunity to travel and go to other opera houses around the world. And whether I would go and sing with those productions or they would bring in another cool alternative singer to be part of the production. I think it's such a cool opportunity. I guess what part of my sell job here is not only to get people interested in what we're doing in November, but also it's a real opportunity to create a new modality of sharing this type of music in a different way. And you got to remember, I mean, most alternative music musicians like myself, we don't have any formal training. We're just good at playing our guitars and singing or whatever. These are some of the best musicians in the world. So to hear that music interpreted at such a high level with such gifted people, I think will really be a sublime experience for fans of this type of music. And for me as the songwriter, I mean, I can't wait to be in the audience, to even just watch a rehearsal because it's such a great, it's like the most beautiful painting you could ever imagine of the song that you wrote or something,
We had Chance just checked in from Brookfield asking some questions about the event, and he's so excited. He said he's seen you guys 39 times, the Smashing Pumpkins, and he's asking, will Billy be playing guitar in the Lyric Opera House at this event at all?
No, just singing.
Just singing.
I told them, they asked, and they said, well, we're basically open to whatever you want to do. And I said, I think this will work best if you lean into it in your way and you do your best from the standpoint of what you do. Like I was talking to the maestro yesterday, Enrique. I mean, these are very, very serious people. And it's not to say we're not serious in alternative music, but this is a different type of discipline. And I think letting them do their thing their way at the highest level, I think that'll be a much cooler experience for fans of me and my band than trying to kind of get the orchestra to rock out. No one needs to see the orchestra rock out. You know what I mean? We've all watched our favorite movie, and in the key scene, here comes the orchestra, and we're sitting there crying because it brings that level of emotion that only a great orchestra and a great arrangement can bring. I mean, heck, one of the coolest songs of all time is the theme for Star Wars. Or when the Darth Vader, dun, 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 that whole, that's orchestra. Orchestras rock just as hard. So you got to kind of let them do their thing.
Yeah, we don't need a distorted violin on the song here. We're okay.
No, it's all good. It's all good. But I think the idea here is that we want this music presented at the highest level of integrity in that world, and understand for everybody who's thinking the way that I would, to get it to work in that world, that's the real victory. Because if this thing can travel through other opera houses around the world, that's a real coup. Look, when Green Day did Broadway, that's a huge deal. Pumpkins being able to, bring our music into an opera house, that's a big deal. That's a sign that they're paying tribute to what we've built in alternative music. Remember, 30 years ago, alternative music didn't even have a name.
Yeah.
They called it underground or punk or DIY or whatever. This music has grown in stature over time, and I think this is it's a real honor. This is what I was trying to say. It's not just, hey, I get to dress up nice, and my wife and her father are doing the costumes for House of Gilles, and I think that's all cool, and everybody gets to dress up like Kenzie's saying, and we'll have a great night at the opera. But the point is the real point is the doors are finally opening to the culture that we all love and celebrate. And so supporting that and showing the opera like, hey, we're willing to have an open mind here because we understand that this is part of Chicago's culture, and acknowledging that the songs that I wrote are part of Chicago's fabric. That's a huge thing that goes past alternative music and the opera. It's sort of saying, look, we can marry these things in a way that maybe most people would not imagine it's even possible.
Yeah, we have some tickets coming up in a second, but I think it's really worthy to note that tickets start at $49, and they'll go on sale to the general public on April 11th at 10 a.m. at the Lyric Opera Chicago website, but also are currently available to subscribers of the Opera House's 25-26 season package. That's incredible. That's amazing, that $49 starting price for the tickets, Billy.
I think their real hope here is they want people to come into the Opera House, which is, by the way, such a beautiful design building, and I've been there many times. It's an incredible place to hear music, particularly orchestral and choir music. They really want people to come and experience the opera. They understand that, that the crowd that normally goes is not necessarily the crowd that grew up in the suburbs, and they really want people to come in and experience. They love, when you talk to people who work in the opera world, I mean, that's what they love. They love opera. They love the opera just as much as we love, our alternative music. But they really want to share this music with the world, and I think, in a way, to name me a bit of an ambassador to try to help bring people in that maybe would never go, like Kenzie was saying, that would never ever go and experience. I was just there a couple months ago seeing Mozart's Requiem. I mean, I was in the crowd crying. It was as beautiful and amazing as anything I've ever seen, and I've seen some of the greatest bands in the world. So I can only encourage people to, to really open their hearts and their minds to this. This is a really cool thing for Chicago.
Well, Billy,
yeah, absolutely. And I just want to say congratulations, Billy, because once again, you get to probably be the pioneer of this musical exhibition when this is successful and it, going on the road and being in other cities. So that's really incredible.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I feel really honored, and I think if you can understand everything I'm saying, this, we're taking this very seriously. This is not kind of a laugh or a wink or let's have a night celebrating the 30th anniversary of a record. It's like, no, this is a doorway to something much greater. And so the fight, if that's the right word for it, is to fight to make it as great as it can possibly be, and do a really, really beautiful job and really blow people out of the water. So if you've heard this record one time or 50 times, I think you'll be surprised at what you're going to hear.
It's amazing. Thank you, Billy. And listen, as friends, we are wishing your wife safety and health in the next few days, and another member to the Corgan family delivered perfectly.
Thank you. It is a girl, but she said no to the name Brian. I'm sorry.
Oh, dang it!
I was like, that's a cute name for a girl now, and I got the death glare.
What about Kenzie?
Yeah.
We all know there's only one Kenzie in Chicago. Okay?
Oh, what a recovery!
There's only room for one. All right, God bless you guys.
All right, thank you, Billy.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Take care, buddy. That was Billy Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins. What an amazing, cool thing. Well, first off, what an amazing guy. And we all should be sending our thoughts and prayers to his wife on a happy, safe delivery of his third child joining the family there with Billy Corgan. Now, we do have tickets. Again, I'm stunned. The ticket price is starting at $49 for this unique, historic event. It will be November 21st, 22nd, 25th, 26th, 28th, 29th, and 30th at the Lyric Opera House. And tickets go to Lyric Opera House, Chicago's website. But we have links also on all our Q101 and our socials. But how about the first person in for free? How about that? Right now, text OPERA. And like Kenzie said, maybe guys don't know how to spell opera.
You're like, yeah. They're like, pick something else.
Break it down for me, Brian.
OPERA.
Oh, I was so nervous you were going to mess up in the middle there.
I'm looking at a sheet. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it.
Good call.
Text that to 312-591-8300 for your chance to win the tickets to opening night of A Night of a Melancholy and Infinite Sadness with Billy Corgan at the Lyric Opera House of Chicago. So again, it's opera. Text opera to 312-591-8300 right now for your chance to win.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning, and Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.